terms of where you are at that point, what you're looking for from that position?
We'll look for, again, it's going to take a lot of time. That position's earned. It's a position that both sides of the ball, the team, needs to look. So just because somebody's had a good practice or two or a good scrimmage does not separate him. He's a guy that in the summer is going to, get the guys at the volunteer workouts, get them there. Heard a great quote from Urban Meyer during the Texas spring game today that you don't get timing in spring, you get timing in summer and preseason. So our quarterback to be will be determined probably in the middle of preseason. We see continually how somebody does.
The attributes you're looking for from whoever that is, what are the keys? Physical, mental, leadership?
First key is just someone can manage the game and not give the ball to the other team. The quarterback gets all the credit, but he's the guy that screws it up quicker than anybody. So the guy that can take care of the ball, properly communicate, get us in the right plays, manage when it's not there, how to throw it away, play the next play, how to teach him that punting's a good thing, give the defense a chance to get it back for us. Just a guy that can play within himself. The leadership is best coupled with performance. So if he's performing well and doing it day after day after day, then it's easy to be a good leader. A guy that's a talker is not a good leader.
How difficult will it be? I know you got Roberson coming in, a true freshman coming in, winning that job.
It'd be hard. It'd be very hard. So, but we'll see. Our plan is to play as many freshmen as we can. I would, from watching some of our guys, I would hope some of our freshmen are better than the guys that we got on our team. So I'm counting on a bunch of freshmen playing. We'll see if he's ready.
Conditioning's been a big issue for you. I mean, how are guys holding up with the tempo that you're using?
They're mentally not as good conditioned as they are physically. We mentally are weak, mentally fatigued. We're not a mentally tough team. I think physically we can go out there and run, but I think we get tired a little too quick when we practice. So it's just, playing through it, learning through it, growing through it. It's
one thing to work on that physically, but how do you improve that mentally? Is it just become with time?
Just repetition, day after day. That's why we're late today.
Is that just like a concentration thing when you're referring to that?
A little bit, but I mean, sometimes it's just, when you're stressing, when you're young, when you're trying, you're hyper. You saw it in the basketball game last night. Guys start hyperventilating. They're pressing. There's a lot of stress in your body, and then it's hard to breathe, and you lose your wind, and you don't look like you're in shape. But it's because you're trying so hard, and it's hard to teach guys that really want to do well how to go as hard as they can, but still have to relax in their body, but still they're on edge, but they're not wound so tight that they're fighting their body. So there's a way you teach and you grow through that. You just got to grow through that, and that we'll get some guys in games. You've got to go through that. We're going through it in practice now with some young guys. The freshmen will go through it next year. We'll go through it in some games. As the games get bigger, there'll be tension. You got to feel that because then you got to go through that. Because as you go through all those tensions, that really affects your quote game conditioning from a mental side because you're fighting your body.
Are you focused more on how guys are playing as a unit or how the individual positions are kind of developing?
It's all individual, really. I mean, yeah, unit. You want the defense play well, offense. You want the line. You want the receivers, whatever. But still individually, we're just, who will come to play every day, who will be physical, who can you count on.
I wanted to go back to what you were talking about. Coach Smith obviously had been in a position in Michigan where they didn't, really name a guy until like the day before game day and stuff like that. Is there a time when you want to have a quarterback named, or are you okay with the idea?
We had a guy a couple years ago. What was his name? Bradford. We named him 10 days before the first game. And we wanted to name him a couple weeks before, and he had bad scrimmages. So he hadn't separated himself. And we were waiting for him to earn the job, and it just took time. So we'll see.
But you're okay if you go into opening day and out without knowing?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we got like win one for the Gipper speeches and all that stuff. And we're a no-huddle team, so it's not like he's talking like he's in the huddle and he's Bart Starr and giving the great speech or something. I mean, he's the guy just speaking the plays, playing the offense. In summer, it'd be interesting to see who can be the guy that chases the players around and gets them here for the voluntary workouts, because the players have to do that. As coaches, we can't. But the good teams have great attendance, and the players make players come. And one of the attributes of a starting quarterback will be to get guys to come follow him, come practice with him. So we'll see how that goes this summer.
How often does that happen where you have a guy who who you kind of think you want to be the starter, but it's a matter of him figuring out that he deserves to be the starter?
Well, but it's not him as much as he just has to earn the respect of the team. So you can't give that position to anyone. And it's not a political vote. It's not a media deal. It's not, again, that's one of the reasons practices are closed. Because a guy can statistically look bad, and it's not his fault at quarterback. And so then we're in the paper, well, this guy looks better than this guy. Does he? That guy that looked good went the wrong way 3 times, but got lucky. So that's why, we're kind of, we don't want people seeing what we're doing all the time, but we're also trying to keep we're letting our players earn the respect of each other and earn the jobs. And the quarterback is a critical position, and that position has to be earned. And we'll see in time how that goes. So.
How much does that happen with the other positions too? Like say running back, you have a guy who you want to be the starter, but again, he has to figure out that
He's got to. Everybody does. So I'm used to. I've seen seniors get beat out by freshmen. I would think here there are some potentially seniors that can be beat out by some guys coming in. I hope. And I think we have some guys on the 2 deep that can be beat out by guys coming in. So we need to develop our team, and that's lifting. But I don't see it as a 5-year deal. I see development by competition, not development by waiting. We've been waiting 40-some years to go to a Rose Bowl again. So it's not about waiting. It's about increasing the competition, increasing the energy level, and we have some competition going at quarterback. And we're going to keep that going through the summer to see who wants to separate and be the guy. So is that good?
We have one more real quick. I know you've been asked about tight ends before and stuff like that, because that's obviously your position group. Just what do you think about this group? And I know some of them have kind of worked in a fullback.
Yeah, there's some potential that right now it's just, the other day we didn't have a guy grade over 40%. They were in the 30s. So that means 3 out of 10 times they're doing their job the way it ought to be done. So it's a group that's got talent, but it's a group that doesn't know how to play hard. There's some pass catching ability. There's some flexibility there, but it's a group and it's a work in progress, and there's a lot of work to be done there. So there's some guys to work with, but that is one group that because I'm coaching, they don't know how to come every day. They don't know how to play every play. And there's talent and there's potential, but that's a dirty word. That just means they haven't done it yet. And we're trying to teach those guys how to do it every day. So like the group, but it's not close to what it needs to be. It's not close to what it can be. That's the nice thing. It can be good, but it's not close to what it needs to be right now.
You looking for 80%? You like 100%, but
yeah, the game's not perfect, but you're looking in that 70, 80 percentile of more pluses than minuses. So.
okay. Thank you, sir.